Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'll be teaching you how to make the perfect and healthiest TTC friendly banga soup. Okay, banga stew. I don't know anyhow you call it. Okay, some people call it banga stew, some people call it banga soup, some people call it ofe akwu. So let's say generally ofe akwu. So first you want to get your banga, wash it very well, pour it inside water and boil it until it is soft. Emphasis on the softness, okay? And this banga, I will not be boiling it with anything, so there's no salt whatsoever inside it. It's just banga and water, okay? Just banga and water. Boil it till it is very, very soft. Why am I emphasizing on the softness? Because the softer, the easier to extract, okay? And today I'll be using this method of extraction which does not require your mortar and pestle. So if you're in a situation whereby maybe you're like me, because I really don't like going through the stress of using mortar and pestle, then you can use this procedure. So this is exactly what my setup looks like. You can see my sieve, spoon for scooping, an extra pot, then my gari turner, and then another pot. That's the main pot that I will be cooking the stew or the ofako with. So this banga, I will scoop a little bit of it, not all. And mind you that it is still very, very hot. So you don't want to leave your banga to get cold, because if it gets cold, it will be difficult to extract the juice from it. So this is me showing you how soft this is. So secondly, you don't want to like sieve out the water that you cooked your banga with, because I'm doing this in batches. If I sieve it out, the remaining batch will get cold and you don't want that. So I'll be leaving it inside this hot water that I cooked it with. Okay. So that is a tip to note. Leave your banga inside the hot water so that it will remain hot until you finish the extraction, because I'm extracting in batches. Okay, unlike people that use mortar and pestle, they can just pour in everything and then they start pounding. So this method actually works for me because I don't want extra dishes, you know to be littered all around, because using that mortar and pestle gives me an extra dish to wash, and it's quite difficult washing out the banga from the mortar and the pestle. You know, there's a mortar and pestle multi-purpose that are used for other things, and you have to, wash it very, very well. So you can see how easy this process is. Very, very easy, I guarantee you. So far, your banga is well cooked. This process is very, very easy. You can see this is roughly 2 3 minutes and the juice is already extracting. You can see that the seed is already falling off from the flesh. So that's a good way to do. And then I'm going to introduce water. You can use warm water, it's fine, but here I'm using cold water, like room temperature water, and then I will go in with my hands to further extract the juice, the banga itself, the oil. So I'm going to use my hand to squeeze and press. I intentionally didn't put fast forward, like I intentionally did not speed up this process, because I want you to know that truly there was nothing that went behind the camera. Okay, I wanted you to know how long it actually took me to extract one batch of this banga that I am doing. Okay, so like I said, you can use warm water for this, but I am using cold water, like room temperature water. That's what is inside that kettle, okay? And reason being that my banga is still very, very hot. So the cold water plus the banga will now make the extract to be warm, okay? So if your banga is cold, which I don't advise because it will be difficult to extract, if your banga is cold, you can now use warm water so it can help you extract the juice. You know that it's just like it's oil, Okay, so when it's cold, it tends to congeal, and you don't want that. So when it's warm, it extracts better, warm or hot. Okay, it extracts better. I don't want to use the word hot, so it won't burn you. Okay, so and that is actually the reason I first used my Gary toner before I went in with my hand. Now, what the Gary toner does is that when it's still very hot, you use the Gary toner. You use it until you now add water to like cool down the temperature, and then you go in with your hands. And by the time you do this 2 3 times, you will find out that your juice has been properly extracted, and voila, your banga is ready for further cooking. Okay, so for me, I extracted one batch 3 times because I'm using a very, very good banga. Okay, I will also note at this point that you need to combine the small seed banger and the big seed banger. Reason being that the combination of the two of them will help you extract better quality banger extract. Okay, so if you when you get to your vendor, they will show you the small seed and the big seed. So don't just buy one, combine the two. Okay, so it gives you a better yield. Okay, so you can see I am done extracting this at this point. This batch I am done extracting it, and I did it 3 times. You can see how neat this is. You can see how neat. You can see that it's extracted very, very well. So instead of going through the stress of mortar and pestle, or if you are in a place where you are not allowed to use mortar and pestle, like I've been to a place where like the owner of the house doesn't allow people to use mortar and pestle, reason being that the foundation of the house clinical. So if you're in a place like that where mortar and pestle is not allowed, you can use this method. And for me, mortar and pestle is allowed here, but personally, this works for me. Okay, this works for me. So this method guarantees that you can have your banga anytime, any day, anywhere. And the good thing about it is that it is so effective. Like it's very, very fast. And not just that the fact that it's very fast, but it makes me, walk through my banga the way I want to. I have full access, okay, and it helps me extract quality juice from it. You can see the thickness of this juice, okay. You can see the thickness of this banga, so I can gauge my water properly. I can work in batch, and I can use my hand to squeeze it out, not just depending on the mortar and the pestle, the much that it can do, then I'll just waste everything. So at this point, my banga is 100% extracted, and you can see how thick and flavorful this juice is. So we'll get into the cooking directly. Now there is a lot here. I have my banga, I have my salt, I have my fresh blended pepper, I have my meat, and for the protein, I'm using a combination of chicken, I'm using panla fish, and I'm using goat meat. Okay, then I have my crayfish, a lot of onion. I have my seasoning cube. I have my banga spice success brand. That is what I'm using. And then I have my Aidan fruits. Okay. So as a TTC mom, this is very, very important. I cannot overemphasize the need of using Aidan fruit for cooking banga soup, and trust me, it's very flavorful. And in this plate I have scent leaf and curry leaf, that's two of them. And here is my panla fish, trust me. And then I have my stockfish as well, making it for protein. I have stockfish, panla fish, goat meat, and chicken. Okay, so combine this exact recipe and use it the same way I am using it, and trust me, you will not regret it. So the next thing to do is to place your extract, your banga extract on heat, and allow it to come to a boil. Not just one boil, okay? You want to allow it to um loosen up, like you want to allow it to evaporate. Yes, you want to allow it to evaporate until you get the thickest the thickest banga extracts, that you can get depending on your preference though. So if you want it and you like it really thick, you can allow it to like evaporate more. But if you like it watery, then you can just, do your thing. But by all means, cook your banga until oil floats on it. That is when you know that it is actually done. So at this point, you can see that this extract is ready, and you can see that it has evaporated a lot of water, and the quantity has also reduced significantly. So at this point, this banga extract is ready to be made into Ofe Akwu. Okay, so this procedure was inspired by Hilda Bassi, and is one recipe that I cherish because of the fact that it's very, very healthy and it's TTC friendly. So you can now go in with your onion, your crayfish, Aidan fruits, your seasoning cubes, and I want to note that banga actually takes up a lot of seasoning, so you want to season in batches. Okay, so I just added in two stock cube. You want to go into your fresh pepper and then your salt. Like I said, season in batches. So when you add this, allow it to boil. Taste as you go, and keep adding the spice or the seasoning, adjusting the taste if need be. So that is how I make my banga soup, and it's always very, very flavorful. That's how I make my ofako. It always comes out a hit. Like, kind of, it bangs. It's not just banger for just the name. It's banger that bangs. So it always bangs. So that is how I cook my ufaku anytime, any day. So like I said, this recipe was inspired by Hilda Bassi, and it's something that I want to share to every TTC mom out there. You know, the health benefits of this item fruit cannot be overemphasized. It is very, very healthy, and for the fact that you now throw it into your ofaku, and it's not just going to be there, it's going to improve the health status of your food. It is going to give flavor to your food, and it is going to make you know that okay, I'm eating something very healthy. Like if you taste this soup, this ofaku, you will know that it's actually different. Okay, it's actually different, not in a bad way, in a very good way. It's very tasty. Honestly, it's so tasty. I can attest to it. See, I'm not the kind of person that try out new things, but you see this, I gave it a try, and it was very nice. Like I have never made banga stew or ofako any other way. So this is always my go-to, and I love it. I love it. And I also want you to combine scent leaf and curry leaf while you are making your banga, your ofako. So I also don't want to like overemphasize the need of using enough. Okay, use enough. You're not making, what are they calling it? You're not making pepper soup. This is banga stew. This is ofako, and you want to be generous with your scent leaf and your curry leaf. Okay, use enough. Use enough. These are vegetables, and they are also very, very good for your health. Okay, so the combination of all this in the right proportion will give you a very, very nice flavorful ofako. So when next you are going to be cooking your ofako, I want you to use this exact recipe, and you would never ever regret it. Trust me, you would not regret it. This ofako is the best that you can see anywhere. Is the healthiest, is the yummiest, and it is one recipe that I have always used, and it has never disappointed. Now, if you've watched this video to this point, you want to give us a thumbs up, drop your comments in the comment section. Is it a recipe that you would like to try? So feel free to ask your questions, and don't forget to check the description for everything I use. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.